What's up, y'all? It's your girl Apollonia Cross. And today's video, we're going to talk about choosing your word for the year. And this is something that is kind of it's been done before. We've talked about you may or may not have heard the having a word of the year, but I wanted to share and talk about my own personal word of the year, but also share why and how important it is to have a word and how you can choose your word in the many different ways that you can. And so this is going to be super fun. And if you already have your word of the year, then I would love if you would share that in the comments as we were going on. And also don't forget to let me know where you're at in the world. And if you are new to my channel, my name is Apollonia Cross. I am a lifestyle and wellness planning coach who loves helping mompreneurs learn how to organize their mind and their time so they can create a healthy and sustainable life for themselves and for their families. And so getting into having a word of the year is very important because of the fact that it allows you to choose a focus. And for us moms, we have so many things that we need to focus on, think about, and our minds are constantly going. And there's so many windows, there's so many tabs. It can be very difficult to figure out what tab to focus on and how to even manage all of the tabs and just what have you, right? It can be very easy to get overwhelmed sometimes. And so by slowing some things down, in choosing a word that embodies how you want to operate in this new year is so helpful because it gives you that focus. It gives you that centeredness that you need. And that can actually be really helpful to help you gain that centeredness within yourself. So that way you can say, all right, this is how I'm going to operate going forward from this day forth within this year. No matter what comes at me, this is what I'm going to be doing. And I think that's really important for us because it's very easy to fall into the trap of people pleasing and doing and being for everyone else except for yourself. And some of it is just necessary because it comes with the territory of having to be responsible for your children, needing to help your spouse, taking care of the household and running the house, having to manage your job, business. We got a lot of hats to carry, right? And so without having a word of the year, or maybe you didn't choose a single word for this year, you chose a phrase or maybe a Bible verse, and maybe that might be your word for the year. Whatever you chose or choose to choose, if you haven't chosen yet, make sure that it's something that truly means something to you. So that way it sparks that feeling and that drive of hope and life, and it ignites you to take action and to live in that. Because it's so easy when life gets really busy and hectic to kind of fall and just be succumbed by our circumstances, our emotions, and just the pressures of trying to keep everything up and keeping ourselves afloat and all of the things. And so when you have a strong word or a phrase that you can open into your planner and just look at and be like, okay, no, we're not doing this anymore going forward. It's a great way to help you reframe how you're thinking and how you're feeling. And it's also a great way to just kind of have that little quick boost of motivation that you have chosen already for yourself. And so, because it can be very easy to look outside ourselves constantly for motivation, inspiration, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But we do have to remember that at the end of the day, we are the ones who have to spark our own belief, spark our own power, spark our own life and truth and hope to be able to actually take the action necessary for us to create the life that we want to live and that experience that we want to live and be for our children and our spouses, right? And so yeah, that was all that I really wanted to talk about. But I also want to encourage you is that even if you didn't have just a single word, it's completely fine to go through the Bible and just be like, I don't want to have just a single word. I want to have the word, and that one word for the year that's going to really, really speak to me, that does speak to me, that's going to empower me whenever I'm feeling down, that's going to remind me to get back up, that's going to encourage me, inspire me, remind me to bring myself back up when I need it, and all of those things. And whatever that is, the one great thing is the fact that you get to place it wherever you want. And hi, Tiffany. Hi. Thanks for coming on. But yeah, and the one great thing about that, and especially when it comes to having your paper planner, you can get so fun and creative with it. You can handwrite it in your own calligraphy writing if that's a goal of yours, or if you already know how to write in calligraphy, that's great. But even if you don't, you could type it up, you can put it on a vision board, you can put it in your planner. There's just so many ways you can have so much fun with your word for the year, to where whenever you see it, it's a reminder. And also, I feel it's so much more important, especially when you tap into that creative side of yourself, is it allows you to really express even more so, not just saying the word, because it's important to have a word or a phrase or whatnot, and to say it out loud and to speak life over yourself. But when you can actually really put this picture together and really be able to visually see what your word represents and how much that word really means to you and why, with the different pictures, the different colors, and all of those things, and you have that in your paper planner, or you have that on your computer planner, or your whatever you use, whether it's a digital planner or a paper planner, whichever, or your desktop, right? Your screensaver. There you go. That's the word. You have your screensaver on here. It's so powerful and important to have that, because when you go to open up your computer or go to open up your planner, you can be like, yes, all right, let's get to doing it, right? And it just becomes this fun activity instead of just another thing to check off of the list, especially if you're somebody who is like constantly, you like to make lists, you like to check the list, and you like to get stuff done. We got to sometimes be able to pull back and have a little bit of fun with some things, because that's what ignites the passion, that's what ignites the fun, and that's what ignites that creativity and that joy, and it gets us excited to move forward. You don't want to choose a year and just choose a word for the year and just say, okay, yeah, no, this is my word, this is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to be. That's great, but sometimes you can lose that word and that motivation down the road. And so having it in a physical place and visually, to where you can actually see it, and you've spent that time and invested that energy into it, it will mean so much more to you throughout the year than just if you wrote it on a sticky note and placed it somewhere. That's great too. And if you're a very minimalistic type of person and just really simple, that might work for you. But for my really creatives, or for my moms who need to have things very loud and open and like that catches your attention, put the time and energy into it. Invest in yourself for a few minutes. Get the kids in an activity to do it too. This is a great activity you can do for yourself. Just choose your own personal word of the year, and then get the family together, have them choose their own individual words of the year, and then maybe also put in a vote for different words of the year on how you as a family want to operate going forward in 2024. And I think, especially if you do this together as a family, it can be so, so extremely powerful and valuable, because it creates that teamwork aspect that I feel like a lot of families are missing just because we're so busy. It may not be necessarily because we want it that way. But when life is busy and things start to be happening, it can be very easy for everybody to just start operating as individuals, but living together. But instead, let's bring that back and have the family come together, your spouse, the kids all come together, take a family vote and choose our word of the year as a family. And then if you guys have multiple words, have each of those letters within the one word broke down into different words that represent the word. I forgot, like an acronym. There we go. That's the word. I don't even know why I forgot that, but just like an acronym. And it is a fun, creative activity. The kids will feel supported, and it brings everybody closer together. And that's, if nothing else, for the new year, it's, if the goal is to bring the family closer together in that teamwork and that camaraderie and that closeness, that in itself is a great goal. All right. But yeah, you guys. So that was really all I wanted to come and talk to you guys about with choosing your word of the year. And I wanted to share my word as well. And hopefully, this gives you some inspiration if you haven't already chosen your word. But if you have chosen your word, make sure you post it in the comments below. And I would love to just hear what you guys decided to choose and why this word means so much to you. But my word for 2024 is reclaim. And the reason being is because there has just been so much that has happened, and it felt like one thing after another that was hitting me back to back. And no matter how much I was fighting to try to do something and move forward, I felt myself still just kind of falling backwards. And like, I get a little bit and then I'd fall back. I get a little bit further again, then I'd fall back. And then so I took some time to ease myself into the new year because I didn't want to rush through the holidays, try to hurry up and write goals and all of those types of things, and feel that pressure or that need to do so. I really wanted to enjoy my family. I really wanted us to be able to enjoy moving into the new year in peace and take my time with some things so I can decompress and with a sound mind be able to set out some goals and set intentions and things. And so again, when I chose my word reclaim, that was what I wanted to embody because I was so exhausted of so much that was coming at me. And I just felt like no matter what I was doing, I still couldn't move forward and just get back to where I was, be who I was, and feel the way that I was feeling before and operating in this way. Because I've been in this content creation space for a while, and then obviously COVID happened, and it's happened a couple years ago, but there's a ripple effect. Like, whether people want to acknowledge it or not, there is a ripple effect that happens, and everybody's lifestyle is different, everybody's support system is different, everybody's journey is different. And so for me, it took me some time to more recuperate all that was going on in my own home and family dynamic. And I just had to reevaluate and reprioritize some things. And now I'm feeling more of like, all right, it's time for me to reclaim what I felt that I had lost throughout this process. Some things were necessary for me to lose, and other things were not, right? And so now I'm like, okay, it's my time again to finally say no, enough is enough. And it's time for me to be able to unapologetically get back to being myself, get back to operating in the energy and the space that I know that I am capable of, instead of this doubt, imposter syndrome, or any of those types of things. And so reclaim is just, that's the word for me for this year. And so I just want to encourage you again, whatever word that you choose for the year, whether it's a single word that means something to you, or it is a quote for the year or a Bible verse, whatever word for the year that you have chosen to give you that focus and that centeredness, and to encourage you and empower you to be who you want to be with intention and focus this year. I really just want to encourage you to live in that. And I hope that that word for you, you choose to have fun with it and place that word in a picture frame or in your planner or wherever. So that way, no matter where you're at, what you're doing, you get to have fun and also you get to remember, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to be. This is how I'm choosing to live. And you do that fully, unapologetically, for you and for your family. All right. So, again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me live today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And don't forget to post your power words or your word of the year, or I like to call power words, but don't forget to post your word of the year in the comments below. And also, if you have any questions or anything, make sure you post those also in the comments below. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.